shitting up.
Hey.
Oh, what's up?
Hey.
y'all.
Hey.
Everybody. How y'all feeling today?
Feeling real good on this Black History Month first day. Yes.
Yes.
Yep, first
Yes,
day.
the first day.
I'm feeling good. No
Ah,
complaint.
I
yes,
mean, we're alive
wonderful,
and blessed, so
wonderful.
that's all that matters.
Blessed and highly
That's right.
favored.
Yes, I'm
Won't he
feeling
do it?
real
Won't he do
black.
it? Yes. Blacker than black. Yes, Lord. Yeah.
How about happy
All
to be
right.
black right now? I'm feeling happy to be
Yes.
black
Okay.
right now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Say it
Yeah.
loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
I'm not black, y'all. I'm not black, y'all. And I'm diggity black and I'm back, y'all.
Oh,
So, I think tonight we should go ahead and we should have a conversation to clear up some of the things of the last show. We happened to make a statement on there about how COVID-19 does not affect children, and it does. There are children that have died of all ages because of COVID-19. So that's just something that we do want to go ahead and clear up. And COVID-19, I mean, it's really real, and it's not taking advantage of everything, like everything that we were ever told about it. It just changes every day. So everybody just needs to go ahead, stay safe, and keep your mask on. Also, we want to clear up the difference between in men and in women, but we were really going in with the guys about preference versus prejudice. So I told a story last week about how my interactions while dating some chocolate brothers and the things that have happened in between times. So that was where my story was based off of. And then I've dated light skinned men. So it doesn't mean one is better than the other. Those were my personal experiences. So I've had people do me dirty. It ain't matter what color, ain't matter what race. They gonna do you dirty. They gonna do you dirty. So it is what it is. But we just want to let everyone know that y'all love. You are all love. You are beautiful, baby. You are beautiful.
Okay,
Come on.
I love you. I love all of
Yeah.
y'all.
So
Hold on, wait a minute. I
because
take that back. I don't want to say I love all of y'all just in case, you know what I'm saying, anybody's listening. I do love all of y'all, but I wasn't saying it like that. You know what I'm saying? I love mine. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Especially. There you go. Especially different. There you go.
period.
hmm
There you go.
I'm done with that. Okay.
There
That
you
clear
go.
that up.
There you go. So, seeing as it is Black History Month, we want to we'll dedicate this segment right here to the late, great, wonderful Cicely Tyson.
Yes,
Cicely
ma'am.
Tyson.
Yes, the
I
queen.
Yes, the queen. Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it was really nice to watch her still work through all these years. Like to see that she died this year, but she was still working last year, and at 96 years old,
Mm.
and she was born December 19th of 1924. Like she was
Go
4 years from
Sag.
100. 4 years from 100. Like, we can only hope that we are so blessed. But and doing some research about her, I found out a lot of things about her that I didn't know about, like the fact that she was born in Harlem and she died in Harlem. I'm like, wow, these are things that might be small
That's big.
That is big.
Yeah, that's big.
and she released a memoir 2 days before she died. 2 days,
hmm
and it was called Just As I Am. And we know that she's been put it like this: she's been an actress for 7 decades. And when you think about how old you are, like if she is one
Damn.
actress that we can
Wow.
all say that we knew about,
She
our
was
parents
already a
knew
senior
about,
citizen
yeah, like a real
when I
one,
was
a
born.
real one. And when you
Yeah.
saw her at these award shows and everything, she still had a dope wig. Like she had a dope wig,
Oh
everything else.
yeah, she was dressed to the nines.
Okay, her
She
face
came to
was
slay.
beat. Yes, all the time.
Yes. And I didn't know that she had, because of the fact that like Cicely Tyson has always been there. So hearing that she passed, it was like hearing about like a distant or of like a relative of yours, because Cicely's always been there. Like she's
Right. It's like
always
hearing about like your aunt, something happening to like your aunt or something. Like
exactly. Like to even think about it, there's a quote that she did at the Black Girls Rock performance on BET in 2015. And this right here really stuck out to me. She said, the moment anyone tries to demean or degrade you in any way, you have to know how great you are. Nobody would bother to beat you down if you were not. And I was
I
like,
like that.
oh
damn,
my goodness.
Yeah,
like,
that's real. That's
yeah. And then think
beautiful.
about it. Think about how old she was when she said this, right? So this was in 2015. Like she was what? She was 90. She was 90 and said this. Like she really has been through things. I mean, we've seen, to see that again, her career, to see that it spanned as long as it has, and to see that Tyler Perry is like, as soon as he could go ahead and he get movies, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get Cicely Tyson on the payroll. And that he definitely did. Another thing is that, oh my gosh, another thing is that she was just stunning. She was amazing. And she was actually the first African American actress to have a full-time role in a TV show. And this was back in 1956. And I'm like, I didn't know that they were letting Black people have full-time roles. But it's just amazing. She's such a trailblazer. It's like you see Sidney Poitier get a lot of credit for everything that he's done, but I've never heard anyone. I've heard people publicly acknowledge her, but they make it seem like Sidney Poitier was the first Black person ever to end all be all. And no, like looking at her record, looking at her career, it was her. It was her. So yes, again, we dedicate this moment right here to Miss Cicely Tyson. You will be missed. Um, well, another note. So, T, what you got going for us in politics?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of piggyback on that and talk about, in the spirit of Black History. I don't know if you all knew, but we learned today that Stacey Abrams was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize today, which is huge. So Stacey Abrams, if you haven't heard about her, she is a big person in politics. She is, credited as being a champion for voting rights. She fights against voter suppression. She gives a voice. She's been giving voices to, disenfranchised voters, mainly people of color, Black people, and her work is, we saw it in the 2020 Senate races and the 2020 presidential race, where we saw Georgia flip blue, which is something that hasn't been done in many, 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 many years. So she is remarkable and she deserves that honor. For whatever reason, she was nominated alongside Jared Kushner, who is an asshole, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
um,
Asshole.
so, shout out to Stacey Abrams. Like, that is just amazing. And of course, her work stretches far before this, but this was a big thing. This is what we really see where it has come to fruition. She's been working on infrastructure to fight voter suppression for years, and she is just amazing. So I'm so proud to hear about this Black woman. But in other political news, y'all, I know everybody is wondering about these stimulus checks. That's what
I need my
everybody wants to know
stimulus
about.
check.
Yes,
Hey,
yes,
I'm being greedy. Where's my second one at? Goddamn
I
it.
need
I
my
got my
y'all,
third one.
stimulus.
I need
Hey,
What
what
ain't
they
even
about?
crazy. So
get this
across
BBL.
so across the lines, y'all see what? You need this BBL. You know
Shit.
what? It's
So
all
when is
about
the new stimulus coming? How much longer we gotta wait?
like
Right. Cause my appointment
okay.
coming.
Uh, oh my goodness. So y'all, it's looking like we don't know what's gonna happen. So we were looking at this week was that um this the vote will go to the House floor, but what's happening is right now, I mean, across party lines, it's a clear consensus that the stimulus check is needed. But now the question is, well, from Republicans, they're asking, well, do all Americans really need this? So if y'all, I don't know if y'all saw in the news, but there were 10 Republican lawmakers that decided they wanted to storm into Biden's office and say, we don't like this little stimulus bill that you proposed, the 1.9 trillion one that was going to give $1,400 to all American families under, under a certain pay grade. They said, we don't like this. We don't think that every American needs this. So I think what they're proposing is that everybody that makes under $40,000 gets only $1,000, and they're going to cut unemployment benefits. So they're looking to basically shortchange Americans as much as they possibly can. It's a whole mess. And really where Biden has kind of a conflict or big conflict is that his promise to America was that he was going to be the president for unity and he was going to be bipartisan and everything. So he's got to listen to both Democrats and Republicans, because really he's got the power to strong arm this whole thing and be like, nah, nigga, we going to do this. We said we want this stimulus bill and we got control. He has the power to do that, but he has to uphold his promise to provide unity. So that's where he has the conflict. Now, there's ways that Democrats can get around this, to be honest, but we're just going to see what happens. Best case scenario, I said this previously, best case scenario, we might be looking at these checks end of February, early March. Otherwise,
so I'm going to have to go up there to the Capitol and go get my check, is what you're saying.
Look, I mean, if the white people could do it and they not being held accountable.
I'm about to get my whole hood and we about to go up that joint right now and go get our check early. I need my check early. Huh.
I'm saying.
For real.
Biden need to have a rally for us like Trump did for his people. Go ahead and give us that rally.
Yeah, yes, because I'm hanging off the side of the building and go get my check. I'm going to get what's owed to me.
Mo, get your ass off the window, Mo.
Girl, I'm from the straight projects. You gonna be looking, girl. You gonna see me from Union Station hanging out that joint. I ain't playing with you.
Oh, we can get you recording live from there. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Mo ass gonna be on top of the monument like, oh, what's up? Where the fuck is my check?
Where the fuck is my check at? I need my check. I need my stimmy. Trying to go get my filling done. My nails need to be done. Okay.
My BBL. Yes.
Need a new wig.
Not a new wig though. I have no. Oh my God, Lord! So it's a whole mess down on Capitol Hill, up on Capitol Hill. It's a mess. I'm just ready for my money. Run me my check at this point. That's all I'm concerned. Give me my money. We deserve it. Like, I don't care if you necessarily lost your job or you didn't. What people don't realize is everybody was affected by this. If I didn't lose my, like, I'm working from home, but that means that my electric bill, my heat bill, all of that went up. Because now I'm working from home, whereas my job was paying for that stuff. So everybody's affected. I don't care whether I make $40,000 or not. At the end of the day, everybody's getting affected, and they need to start looking at people. And that's why we need more people like our lovely Stacey Abrams being in government. To be honest, so it's time for us to get our people into politics. We have a lot of power, and it's time for us to really, exert, show our power, exhibit that power that we have.
Yeah.
But enough of my boring ass. Anybody else got something?
Enough of your shenanigans. So did y'all know, real quick fact, did y'all know Chris Tucker was only paid $10,000 for his role in Friday?
That's probably why he don't want to do another one. I just heard that. He don't want to do another one. Wait till he see Coming to America 2 come out. He can be like, oh no. This thing got to happen.
But do y'all think that's going to be funny though?
Oh, Coming to America 2?
Coming to America 2?
Yeah.
Probably all right.
It better be.
I mean, I feel like it's too many people. It's going to be a lot of, you know how it is sometimes when it's too many
people. It's going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a special announcement. Like, this is really, really important that I have to tell y'all. Are y'all listening?
Yes.
It sounds like breaking
I'm
news.
listening real
we are
good.
all ears.
Breaking news. I
Yes.
saw Coming to America.
Oh my goodness.
T!
Somebody give her a sticker.
Oh my
Not
God.
a sticker.
Look, can we get the
black
claps in here
movie.
somewhere? We need to get
Right, we gotta
a round
clap
of
it up for her.
applause.
Like,
Did you like it,
yes,
G?
there we go. Yeah,
You know,
we
in
got our
honor of
own
Black
clock.
History
I'm
Month.
proud of you. I'm tearing up. I feel like a proud parent right now.
Hold on. Here go the test right here. This the test right here. Name a line.
Let your soul glow.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Make you want to get it, don't it?
No.
Oh God,
She
not
is
your soul
funny. Look,
glow.
at least we know she telling the truth, y'all. She know that
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
I saw it, y'all, and I felt so invigorated, so empowered. I'm Black again.
Empowered. No, that shit was funny. What you talking about? Oh, see, wait a minute, T. Hold up.
No, it
Did you
wasn't
just watch it?
empowering because
Like,
he came to
did you
America
watch
to
it
soak his
like
royal
last week?
oats.
No, I
Did she,
felt empowered because I felt Black. I saw a Black movie. I
when
was
did you
Black.
watch this though? When was this?
No, that's not it.
Up
Just
for
because I said,
discussion? I need
listen,
to
I
know.
watched it. I watched it. I
She
might have
sounded like
Yeah.
she
watched
watched
it.
it 10 minutes before this.
That's what
Well,
I'm
I
saying.
It
I
sounds
need
like
to know.
I
You
might have
know.
wanted to brag about it for Black History Month, but that's irrelevant.
I guess. I guess.
Next week I'm gonna see Friday. I
Don't be talking
promise.
about a
I don't
movie you
promise.
ain't seen. Yeah, y'all was gonna say you bringing up Chris
Yeah, I'm
Tucker.
about to
You
say you
ain't
gotta
seen
do
the movie he
Friday
got paid
now.
for.
When I watch Friday and I start quoting stuff outside of Bye Felicia, don't say nothing. I'm gonna have some real quotes. That's the only one I got
When
right
he know
Yeah.
now.
where my mama stay, he know where your mama stay. Like you have,
Yeah, I don't know,
Look,
but I'll have those quotes
don't
though.
give me the quoting Friday. We'll
He
be
said, I
all night.
just
I'll
smoked a
do the
little
whole
pizza
movie for
joint
you.
with you.
Well, it's baby steps for T, and this
Word,
is a monumental
word,
moment right now.
I know how to say
word.
Bye
I
Felicia and
guess.
any.
I
I
guess.
know the context of it. I can say Bye Felicia at any given time. I know the
Okay.
context.
You've earned that right, huh? Okay.
Well, speaking of bad Felicias, have y'all heard about Sabrina Peterson snitching on T.I. and Tiny? Talk about some creeps. They's doing nasty things with women in their homes, and they have been accused of sexual abuse. I don't believe it. Because I tell
I
you
don't
this,
believe it.
T.I. and Tiny could sexually abuse me any day of the week. And I ain't saying nothing but woohoo.
I don't know
So
about the tiny part. I don't know about tiny.
I'm
She
sorry,
can go
that's just
on
the freak
ahead.
in me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she can go on ahead, but I'll take the I'll take the husband though. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
take both of them. The more the merrier.
yeah, but I feel like
Hey,
that's a common thing with everybody though. Like
Yeah.
with all the celebrities. I mean, I don't understand because my thing is you might snitch on them, but you had to be a willing participant for it
I
to go
know they was
down. You
willing
had
because
to give
I'm
your
willing.
consent. Right, but I don't understand what's the point of coming out about it if you was a willing participant.
A
Like what
fucking hater. That's all it is. A bitch
Mm-hmm.
hating.
Yeah.
like there's
Cause
no isn't
she's
that's the dumbest thing ever.
cause she claimed that Tip put a gun to her head or something.
Oh
Wow.
wow. Mm-hmm. So they
What?
took it
But
up
she
a
took
notch.
she took a
He
lie
put a
detector
gun to
test.
her head. He could have
Yeah.
put one to mine. Lord
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Oh, my
I would have
baby
got
was
I would
fine
have got on my
ass.
knees.
What?
you
She's
know what?
lying. She's lying.
Girl.
Daddy would
Wow.
never.
But guess what? The gag is she took a lie detector test. So she passed too. So I don't know.
Oh.
I
Oh.
don't know,
I
y'all.
don't know neither now. Well, I guess we'll just have to stay tuned. Prayers goes out to T.I. because that's my baby and I don't want to see nothing happen to him.
How about Tiny?
I'm praying for her as well, but prayers go out to T.I. She'll
Whatever
be the
you
one.
you was just on that there. That's the freaking me. Don't leave her out. So don't leave her out
Yeah,
if you can leave her.
look. My sister wife, she just got hold tight. Okay.
Little droopy face. Hey.
Well, you know what?
I mean,
Why they
yeah,
always talking about that girl like that?
but you got to think about it too, though, right? So technically, Ti and Tiny, because of who they are, because of the money they have and things like that, it's one of those situations where it doesn't seem like they would need to go that far or to that level. Because I do remember reading something maybe about 2 years ago that was saying that they would want to go ahead and hire girls to come through or whatever, but they were forced to take e-pills and everything else. And I'm like, okay, now at what point, again, like Shekira was saying, you got to take accountability. Like, you got in your car. You drove over there. So if you, that's just like,
Ain't
what's like
nobody
what you
forced nobody to take no E-pill. They know they was popping the beans. They just need to stop lying. At this
Right, they
point,
do the shit
if I could go
willingly,
to
and then
T.I. and
after the
Tiny's
fact, they
house,
try to get some
I would have
money
been
out of
popping
you.
the E-pills with T.I. and Tiny too. Let's have fun. I'm in your home.
Yeah,
No.
but then when you come down off that high and you get home, you be like, how can I make some money off that shit? All right, let me go and lie and say that they did this to me, and let's go to court with it, and I'm gonna cry boo-hoo, and then they're gonna get locked up, they're gonna get fined or whatever, and I'm gonna get my meal ticket. That's what people be thinking. I'm gonna find a way
Well,
to set up
before you pop the E-pill, I would have
these
been like,
entertainers.
T.I. and Tiny, just give me some coin, friends. Since we
Shit,
all
if I was
freaky,
T.I. and
we
Tiny,
freaky deep friends like that.
if I was T.I. and Tiny, I would be like, you need to sign a goddamn consent form
A
because I don't got
consent
time for your bullshit.
form.
A
I
consent
don't
and a
got time.
non-disclosure.
Yeah. Don't tell nobody and don't go
That's
back and
sad that
try
you
to
have to
lie.
sign you have to really sign a consent as a celebrity to do some freak shit with somebody. I don't even think that's proper.
Shit, we need to do that in the hood. We need to do it in the
We do
regular
need to do it in
neighborhood
the
too.
hood. I'm about to tell my boo he need to sign a consent because
Be like, look, nigga, I know you just walked in and everything, but I'm gonna need you to sign this paper,
I need you to sign this paper real quick,
okay?
boo.
Because the
Sign
moment
right
you tell
here.
your motherfucking friends
Initial
it's
here.
on and
Initial here.
popping. Sign here,
Sign here.
here,
Date here. Witness
and
signature.
here.
Thank you.
Make sure you put the date on it.
Yep.
Today's date, motherfucker. Not for tomorrow or no post dated shit.
But I
Oh
also feel
God.
like a lot of people, when they agree to do stuff like that, they have ulterior motives behind it. My thing is, I'm pretty sure you got paid nice. I'm pretty sure they, took care of you because you signed up to do whatever they want you to do. So what's the point of extorting them now?
Because
Shit,
they
some
some
people do that
coons.
shit for free.
They some coons, and these people that they probably finding are cluckers because they're popping
True.
e-pills. You feel me? They're not even finding good quality women to do these sexual activities with. They're doing women. They're doing with the bottom of the barrel women. Like
You never know, Mo. That could have been a fantasy that they had. Like, yeah, let's go back to the hood, babe, and go pick up one of them little, you know
yeah,
what
let's go just pick up a little
I'm
ratchet joint,
saying?
boo, and give her
But
an
also
e-pill,
at the
baby.
same time, when you got bread like that, you really have to be smart about your actions and your movements. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm a millionaire, I'm not about to go find some joints from around the way. Oh yeah, we about to do this menage, whatever, or whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Like, there's no logic behind that.
There
None
is no
at
logic
all.
behind it. And I think when you get that much money and whatever the case may be, you still got to have some type of class, morals, and fucking values to yourself. I don't care how rich you are. You feel me? But like you said, you don't need to be going back to the hood to go find no cluck ass bitch to be having no menages with. That's just not what it is. Because I can tell by the name, Sabrina Peterson. Sounds like around the way joint. Sounds like she was
Mm-hmm.
in she used to be up the black hole with me back in the day at the motherfucking TCB show and shit. Like, I just don't appreciate that, Sabrina. Snitch. That hurts my feelings.
Ladies, I hate to jump in, but I just want to let y'all know we've been canceled. Just later. Keep it
Psych!
going.
That
Yep.
was just a joke.
Hey!
Oh, it was a joke and we all missed it. Like, did it fly over the cuckoo's nest? Because I must be in the nest.
No, I was in the nest too. I was in the nest, and then I went up on the block. There's a block where you're supposed to be, and there was a block. Yeah, yes, it was wild. It was.
Oh, I need to get there with you. Okay.
Yeah. It's cool. What else you got, though, Mo? What else you got, baby?
Was this a
Kanye West, Yeezy, one of my favorites, but he's going through a hard time right now. So apparently Kanye West is being sued for over $30 million from 1,000 Sunday service members that were working for him. Apparently they were not paid properly. Some of them have not received payments. They didn't have breaks. There were no proper meals. There were no bathrooms sometimes when they were performing. It's just a tragedy. And I mean, $30 million is a lot of money, but when you talk about Kanye West and not treating his people right, I'm like, yeah, you got to pay up, nigga.
So
Well, I
wow,
guess he
that's
just following
interesting.
behind his buddy Trump. Just slave them till they can't be slaves no more, and then get rid of them. Don't pay them. I guess that must be the logic
Oh,
if
I
it's true
definitely
now.
seen that Trumpism up in them. Like, I seen that when I was
Yeah,
reading about it. Like,
that's what it sounds like.
but I'm taken aback because I've seen Kanye and his Sunday service members perform at Howard University's homecoming one year. And I mean, they were fantastic, but I didn't know that these people weren't being paid properly.
Look, Mo. Look, this is what I would say about it. You know, when we go to the circus, Ring Ring Brothers and Von Bailey, whatever shit's called, you know, the show is great. The show is awesome. The animals are cooperative and they doing great and oh wow. And then you go behind the tent and you see they getting their ass whooped in the
And
back.
you see the elephant
Yeah.
is getting beat up. He's getting his ass beat. Like,
Yeah. So I mean,
yes.
yeah, we
That's a
probably won't
that's a
see that they
Kanye
being
West show.
mistreated.
That was the
Yeah,
Kanye
but
West show.
it's probably still a show.
That's why Kim ain't fucking with him no more. She said he's fucking around with the Lord. I'm not doing it no more with him. This nigga's crazy. He owes $30 million. You
I've
know,
been wanted to trade him for Tommy from Ghost. I mean from Power. Anyway, I wanted to trade Kanye for him because Kanye been on some funny shit. You know, he been on his funny shit like ever since his whole Trump situation, and even before that when he tripped out and started all that big wild and crazy.
but
But
the
I
they
wanted
Trump
to
said it
thing
was
trade
had it
him.
for
mental health
me.
though.
As big of an icon as he is, all that whole stuff with Trump, he's a disgrace to me. I personally am not a fan anymore. I like his old stuff. Old music is the shit. But this Kanye on drugs, this Kanye on whatever he's on,
This Kanye with the blonde hair.
Dennis Rodman in the flesh, baby, you can fire his ass up all day.
But
Wow.
they say when you marry into the Kardashians, you kind of lose your marbles a little bit. So that may be what happened. You know
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
They
Kim
trying to
got that
like,
box.
I guess.
Mm.
All of
I
them do.
know
I
that's
guess
my
from what I hear,
sister.
these
That's
niggas be
my
willing to go through
sister.
all kinds of shit to get in that family and stay in that family. So, you know,
Hmm.
maybe
Travis
that's what
Scott
happened.
hanging on a limb.
So I
Okay.
hope, Kanye, we'll be praying for you. Hopefully he can get out of that lawsuit and maybe he can break down some of that money with T.I., maybe pay out them women.
Lord have mercy.
everybody's got to pay up this season. Seems like everybody's paying up. But in other words, Ply said that he is going to be getting vaccinated for the COVID-19. So
You need to
it's
get
good to
vaccinated for a lot of things. Sorry.
hold on. Don't do him like that.
I like Plies.
I like
Yeah,
Plies.
I
He
like
ran off
Plies
on the
too,
plug
but
twice. Okay.
Plies be on some other shit on Instagram. And sometimes I don't be with it. But you know, that's
What
just
he
I
been
guess
on?
that's just how he
Well,
moves.
he ain't been right since he ran off on the plug twice. He ain't been right. So I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe he just still on the run, you know?
I think he is. I think he is. Because in the song he
And he
told
running straight to
he
the
said he couldn't
vaccine.
really come back.
Oh, run away. Oh gosh.
Well,
Well, you know what?
hopefully the
Real quick.
vaccine works out for him.
Real quick.
Yeah,
Let
and
me.
I like to see that the celebs are getting the vaccine as well because I think it makes it easier for the general public to relate. If you see one of your favorite artists getting it, then maybe you'll be like, okay, it's not that bad. His arm didn't turn green.
Yeah.
Or fall off, or he didn't die, or anything
Yeah, and he's
crazy, or
not
get the
shaking and
shakes.
going in
Or,
convulsions
yeah.
and yeah, foaming at the mouth and
We're going to pray for him. Is he going to get the first dose and the
all the
second
other
dose?
little stigmas that we are all putting behind the vaccine when it's really not doing those things. It's
Are we
actually
sure?
well, we're waiting to see now. People are getting it, but now wait for Plies. We'll see if he run from the plug again. That shit ain't work.
That's how we'll know.
Well,
Wait till that shit get
real
back
quick.
popular.
I want to take it back to the situation with Ti and Tiny. I think the best way that we should leave on that one is that, granted, do people tell lies? Yes, but you know what? There are people who could be listening to the show who may have been victims of molestation, been raped, been attacked, and everything like that. So we don't want to sit here and discount things that have happened. In this case right here, we weren't there, so we'll just leave it on. It's a real wild situation. It's real crazy. It got out of pocket, clearly, especially to the point that they're making conversations to the media because they're worried about what's being said about them in blogs. But, I think so we can just make sure that we put respect because men and women get raped all
You
the
gotta
time.
put
Y'all remember?
respect on it though. We got to though.
Yeah, yeah, like we have to make sure that we don't want to offend anybody. Like these are our views off the top, and granted at the same time, people, these things this could be a true thing. So We're gonna hold off on that. I'm just saying, you go to T.I. and Tiny house, you know type of situation that you're walking into. So be careful.
But
Don't
we're
do it.
definitely going to stay in tune
Most
with
definitely.
that. We got
Yes.
to stay updated on that, you know.
But y'all,
Yeah.
listen, I wanted to say something before you proceed. Like one thing on that note, sorry for being so serious, but so many women get sexually assaulted than we
Mhm.
even realize. Like I guarantee if you're standing in a group of like, I don't know, 10 women, I don't know this to be a real statistic, but if you're standing in a group of 10 women, I guarantee at least 3 or 4 of them have been sexually assaulted in some way.
That's
Like
true.
it is so much more common than we realize. And I think at some point we've got to address that, but I just wanted to put
Yes, and
that
I
out
think a
there.
lot of times it gets overlooked as well, you know. And I think we do need to get deeper into that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah,
But
for
we just
sure.
want to let everybody know, there is help for you if this has happened to you. And we hope that we didn't want to bring up any negative feelings to trigger any terrible memories. But
Well, if
all
that's
right.
the case, then we don't need to just speak on those women who've been sexually assaulted, but just domestic violence as a whole. You
Yes,
know,
definitely.
those women who live in misery behind closed doors and they walk around like it's nothing. Those women that get beat every day or every night, you know what I'm saying, by their men or their partner or whoever this person is they're dealing with. Those ones that are being, you know what I'm saying, like you said, sexually assaulted, but also beaten, not just physically, but verbally.
Yeah,
Yes.
verbally,
We go
mentally.
outside.
Yes, because
It's some
words
people
hurt.
that, yeah, they do. It's some
Yeah.
women that are probably best dressed, um, always outgoing, always the popular one, you know what I'm saying, the light, but then they go home to some bullshit.
Yep.
Bullshit, okay?
And they
And they
got to
not
deal
telling
with that.
nobody. Yeah, they're
That's the
not
thing.
telling nobody
And they
because
wearing the mask every day as if everything's okay.
exactly. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
But see,
also men, y'all, also men, let's make sure that we include men have it too. Not, we don't want
no,
to
yeah, yeah,
discount
yeah,
them.
Yes,
Men
definitely,
get it
no.
too.
I was just
it's not as
speaking on
common,
women
but we
because
don't talk about it as well about men abuse.
Yeah.
Because I think this, everything behind it. It's just so a man being abused. It's like how many men want to really admit to that?
They don't.
yeah,
I
They
have
they
heard
don't.
Saying
don't
they've
want
stories
been
to.
from
abused by
Because
a
at the
men.
end of the
woman.
day, it's always that thing of men are always stronger than women. So how could a woman beat that man and blah 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 blah. That it happens. It
It
Like
happens
definitely
for
Men
happens.
don't
more than we
admit
think.
it.
And
example,
they act all tough in the street.
yeah, and you know how
Mhm.
have you ever asked a man, when you lose your virginity? Just asking them 14, or no, like it'd be like 12 or 13. Like what the hell? And I'm like, how old was the woman?
What?
The woman be like 19, 18, yes,
25. They be like, I be
25.
like, dang, you was
What
fucking
the
You
hell?
your uncle's
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend? What the fuck?
Right. But
Not
sometimes they
for
try
real.
to
you
say
were
that
raped.
like to glorify, like, yeah, I was having sex
Yeah,
early the
but
whole
that's
time.
not
They
Mhm.
nothing to
harboring true
glorify.
feelings. They
Yeah.
harboring true feelings from being raped at 12 or 13. They was forced into that situation. She told her
Right.
family
They
to
was so
tuck
hurt
here and
into
do
doing
that.
Yeah.
something
And the
they
next
had
thing
no
you
business
know, he think he
doing.
the man. Yep.
Well,
Period.
they're told it's a badge of honor at that age. They're told that they supposed to be happy about it and don't speak about it or whatever. They're told that this is a good thing that this happened to you. But a lot of
Yeah,
men
that you're
have
supposed to
been
lose it.
assaulted at young ages. It's so sad.
And they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it.
Uh-uh.
And we can't figure out why they're walking around so frustrated and so angry, so mad at the
Hmm.
world, all
Mhm.
that. But it takes the right situation or the right moment to bring that out of somebody. But I just hope that everybody that's listening, everybody that's, you know what I'm saying, been supporting this show, if you are having issues like that, figure it out. Find a way to say something. Because you got to get about that situation.
Yes. If
It
you
will
see
eat you
something,
alive.
say something. Yes. Go tell a friend. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend.
Sometimes it don't be that easy though. Sometimes women feel like if I say something, it's gonna get worse.
Man, come
If
tell
this
Moe
doesn't
Keezie. I
work
got
out,
you, baby girl.
if this don't work out, they
Let
be
me
feeling like
know.
that though.
I'm
They
pulling
feel
the
like if
fuck
it, if
up.
this don't work out, it's gonna get worse.
I'm
He
about to
gonna beat
start
me.
going
He
around
gonna
and
hurt me.
rescuing bitches. I'm pulling up, bitch. Don't worry, bitch. I'll be your friend. Get you away from that bad man.
What's up, Mo? We pulling up, Mo?
I'm pulling up. I was
All
So
right.
like,
like this stuff, it is very, very real. I went through some emotional abuse, and it's something that you don't really realize, and it takes you like you don't realize how bad it is until you say something to somebody, and then they look at you like you crazy, right? And then you think about the situation once you're removed from it, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I really went through all that. I can't believe these things I was accused of, the stuff that was said to me. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all had our fair share of things, and
Preach,
we
yes.
made it
Huh.
through. But when I tell you that emotional abuse, that right there,
It
because
don't it hit
you start
different?
blaming yourself, and
Yes.
like
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh.
would just apologize, and I didn't do anything because it was just easier for me to apologize, because at least I know if I apologize here, shut the fuck up, and if you
You
shut
want
the
to
fuck
keep
up,
the
then that means
peace.
my night will be
What?
See,
easy.
sometimes, but
I'm
being
not
quiet
alone in
sometimes
that.
ain't keeping peace. No, you're not. No,
No.
absolutely not. People go through that for years and years and years and walk around saying, "Oh yes, I love this person," or "My marriage is great." The whole time, nope. It's
That's
it's
crazy. I
it-
thought that was
it's a
just me.
whole no. It's a whole
I,
battle, and you
if
don't
I
show it
stay
because
doing
it's
that,
embarrassing,
apologize.
but it's real. It's real.
And
But please listen, y'all need to learn how to like when y'all feeling something, say something about it. That's the worst thing you can do is keep it to yourself.
Yes, don't hold
That's
that
the
shit
worst thing you can
in.
do is keep it to yourself because you keeping it to yourself thinking that I'm just going to diffuse the situation by not saying anything. And then weeks go by, days go by, months go by, and you think
Years
that
go
you was
by.
all right. Yeah, years
Huh.
go by. You think that everything was cool, but then you
Preach.
realize I've had this problem this whole time, but I never said anything about it. I made it seem as
exactly,
if it was okay. I let it keep going. We enabled that situation.
They normalized it.
We
that's
can't
right.
keep doing that. We can't keep doing that. Remember last week I was talking about them red flags? We got to call them red flags
Call
and
if you
figure
have
it
to
out
call
at
red
that
flags
moment.
out. If you see something is not right, you have to cut things off. And I think that's the hard part about it is we're afraid to cut ties with people that we've had these deep relationships with. We're afraid to leave these people and start fresh with somebody else. So
You're right.
it takes a lot to do that. We're still healing, all of
And
us.
that's
Woo!
my biggest fear.
Say that word one more time.
I said we are still
Mm.
healing.
Yeah.
Lord, a lot of people
We need
need
some
that, and they don't
tags.
even know that they need it.
We need
We don't
some little
even know that we
tags for the
need some
show.
healing. Lord
We
have
need to have
mercy.
the little. We need to have the little yes tags or something like facts or something. We need some facts or
Facts.
something. We
Yes.
need,
But see, with what we're saying here, this is just letting people know that, like, again, we are real women. We've been through our fair share of things, and here we are today, able to still sit here and be standing. And it was days that we ain't feel like we was gonna make it. It was days
Okay,
when
then he want to
you
lift his
didn't
head up off the
when
pillow.
It was days when it felt like dying would be easier than having to sit here and deal with this. And the
Jesus.
Preach.
moment that you get like that,
Yes.
the moment you get to that point and you realize that you got little people that depend on you, and then it's like becoming bigger than you. So it's like, all right, I got to fight against this. And it's like, you got to realize, especially, and it doesn't matter if you got a daughter or a son, you don't want to show your son that it's okay to treat people like this, or even for him to get treated like that. And for your daughter, like, you don't want to sit here and feel like, okay, well, mommy got treated like that, so it's okay. He just acting up this one time. I'm gonna let it pass. I'm gonna let it pass. Yeah, now you didn't let it pass, and now there's 15 years of your life that you've been
Nah,
locked
you
in a
striking a
situation, and
nerve.
you trying to figure out how you got there. So
You striking a
yeah,
nerve.
yeah.
Lord, you striking
Now
a nerve.
let,
Okay?
let's move
Like,
on to something a little bit different. Let's see. All right, Trinnie, what you got for us, baby?
see, God done got me all in my feelings now. I don't even want to talk about what I wanted to talk about because now I feel like I got to tap into what you just said.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
The emotion, and I'm only speaking firsthand. So if I go muted, understand that this is coming from a place from recent experience. Okay. I'm sorry to,
I got you.
take the show this way, but the emotion that comes behind knowing that your children have watched you go through some horrific things. They watched your pain, they watched your grief, they watched your tears, they watched everything. And like you said, they think, okay, my mommy went through it, so maybe it's okay because she's okay. We see her, she's okay, but we got to remember to take that mask off, y'all. Some yes, we don't want to bring our kids into the situation, but you got to show them that life is real. We're not just living fairy tales out here where nothing hurts, nothing happens, nothing goes on. But that pain, that emotional pain that goes behind that,
Yeah.
listen, my daughter watched me go through some things, okay? She watched me go through some things, and I know it sits with her. And I don't want her to think that it's okay for things like that to happen, or that it's okay for women to experience the things that they experience by these bitter, unloved, unreached mad men. Guys, I won't even call them men because some of them don't deserve that. But
Period.
from these guys, you know, we have to teach these little girls. We have to teach these young women, these teenagers, because whew, if I can tell one of these young girls, don't
Facts.
fuck him. Don't fuck
Facts.
him. Don't go there
Facts.
with him. Don't
Yes.
do that. Don't go. Don't get
Run.
in that car.
Don't get in that car, sis.
Don't answer that phone. Ooh, why we didn't listen when our mothers and our friends was telling us don't answer that phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Like why? Why we weren't paying attention to that? And then we get ourselves in these situations, ignoring these red flags, thinking, oh yeah, he got potential, he cool, things will get better, we're growing. Listen, know your worth. Know
Know your
what's worth it
worth.
and what ain't. Okay, because you will end up years later down the line miserable and you done
Miserable.
wasted time.
Too much time. And
Oh,
that's my thing. Don't waste too much fucking time though. Like, oh,
that's the thing that make you
I'm
mad because you be
I'm getting
like the
older now.
audacity
Like
of this
I'm getting
person and
older
you
now. My
wasted.
breathing is changing.
Girl,
I ain't got no
everything
more
is
time to
changing.
keep playing around, baby. What you gonna
Okay,
do?
okay. So I'm just like, listen, we
40
got to
is
be
coming
more
soon.
aware. Okay, okay.
Oh, almost
We
told
got
my
to be more
age.
aware. Mhm. We gotta pay attention to these signs. You gotta pay attention to these men. Shit, you gotta Maryland K search these motherfuckers. I'm
What?
telling you, you need to
Let me get
know
the
who
last
you
four to your social
dealing
security
with.
real quick, Danny.
You don't even need
Let me
all
see
that.
something
Hey,
real quick.
let me tell you something. This is my new thing right here. I need to see your ID. Cause I need to know your real name, your real birthday. I need to
I
know
need
what
to know if
area
you got
you
a
really
provisional
getting mail
or if you
at.
got a learner's permit. What the fuck are you working with?
Exactly. I need to know what you're hitting on at
What
this
the fuck
point,
is
and
this?
I
The
can case search you from
identification
there.
card?
Yeah, I can case search you from there. Yeah,
Period.
but we need to know though, like for real,
Get
because
it.
we think we falling in love and we think, oh my God, this is the man of my dreams. You don't even know who that is, for real. So y'all need to know. Please
I know
know.
all my niggas
Tell,
janky, period. Man in
whoo,
my dreams
Lord,
is definitely janky. He gotta match me. Fuck that.
Not janky though.
Yes, daddy janky.
Daddy
Yes.
J.
Yes.
no,
Match
she
my
not with the shit
janky.
though. She telling some yes, janky. No,
Yes,
janky.
janky. Cool.
You know
No.
what? I think another thing too is that it also depends on like okay, if you think about how you grew up, right? Like so of course I can't speak on you all, but I know for myself, I grew up in an abusive household. So seeing my mom get abused and she saw her mom get abused, who saw, her get abused, like it's a
Cause you gotta
general.
break the cycle.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like it didn't happen.
generation
Like
curse.
I'm the only person who didn't get physically abused or anything like that. So I didn't go through anything like that. But again, I wasn't, because she was fighting for her way out and to make a way, that she didn't really show me anything because she still kept getting with these type of people. So like I'm talking about, like, I'm grown now. She's now a grandmother and she's still dealing with somebody, putting their hands on us. So I'm like, why are you going through this? Why? Why? But now, if further now thinking back, I'm like, I see why I stayed in a certain situation, because looking at her move on, it made me feel like, all right, well, if I stay here though, I know the good and the bad of it. I know how good it can be and I know how bad it can be, but I know it's not going to go beyond this. So that level of comfort will keep people in a certain place, because it's like, I know what to expect. But if I go out there, I don't know what I'm going to walk into. And then you don't want to sit here and be like, dang, I left this situation. Now you run into your ex and they like, see, that's what happened because you ain't want to be here. Da, 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 da. So then you start feeling like you're stupid. So I just know in my case, I think that might have played a role with it. But we, for all of us, anything that we've been through, we just got to show our daughters and our sons that Like, it don't have to be like this. If you don't want to be with somebody, you ain't got to. You can leave. Like, it can
Look,
be over.
we need to be
Like,
breaking them generational curses. Hello,
yeah.
generational curses, because they are real. Okay,
Yes.
you be trying to figure out what's going on with you, and you like, why am I like this? You know, why do I keep going through this
Mhm.
same situation? It ain't just because you keep making these decisions. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Once you start paying attention to your family members, and you start paying attention to the moms and the grandmoms and the great grandmoms, and you realize, well, damn, look at what she went through. My
Right.
mom went through the same thing, and we all got a line full of single, strong Black women. Why they all single though?
And I got 3 daughters,
That's
so
a
I
fact.
definitely am trying to break generational curses now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
starts
crazy. We
with
got to
us.
really pay attention.
It
We got to
starts
pay
with
attention.
us. It
We
starts
got to
with
break
us
that.
changing our ways.
Yep. Yep. I strive every day to make sure that I parent and give my kids everything that I didn't and everything that I did. Everything that I did. I give them everything that I got. And it's like, we always try to say, when we mad at our parents, I don't want to be nothing like my mom and da 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 da. You realize you are a reflection
Mm-hmm.
of her. And you
That's right.
like, okay, how do I become my own though? Myself, Because this is what I was taught. This is what I've seen. How do I detach from that or learn me? Because this is all I know. And that's when life gets real. When you start figuring out who the hell you are.
Yes.
Not what you've seen, not what you've heard, not the things that you've experienced, but you. So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
30th birthday just came, and I think my chapter is finding me. Finding me. Because I've been trying to figure things out my whole life, but listening to other people and how they feel and what they think or what they've been through. So they giving me, advice based off their own experience. But my life is not yours. My life is mine.
Big
That's a
fact.
So I
fact.
gotta figure
I
this
feel
one out.
that. I really feel that because I feel like I'm in some new chapter too as well. Like the 30s are impeccable years, and as I go deeper into them, I can't wait to explore the changes that it's gonna bring out in me. Because I mean, at 31, it's just like wow, life is just really getting
Mm-hmm.
started for me.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
just
But
now
how
able
many
to
times do we
shed
hear people say that?
certain things, and now I'm like growing into myself as a real woman,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
such it's a special feeling,
Starting to put two and two together.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well, I say this to y'all.
Growth
I love
keeps
y'all
showing.
dearly. We need to keep being aware. Keep that eye open. That thing right there. Keep that third eye open. We need to love thyself. Celebrate thyself.
Yes.
Okay. For real. Because every day is getting realer and realer. I say realer. It's getting more and more real. With everything. I cannot believe, I cannot believe that we have so much power as Black women now.
It's
I can't
amazing,
believe
isn't
it.
it?
I can't believe
It's
it.
beautiful.
It's very
I can't
amazing.
believe
Mm-hmm.
it. We have got to take advantage. I see all
We
these
have came
people
a
talking about
long
these
way.
stocks and
We have
all this
came a
stuff that they
long
doing.
way. Where I
Yeah,
feel like we as Black women, we gotta really more Black women gotta fix that crown back and put it back where it belongs, man. Because a lot of
hello.
us forget.
Sometimes you gotta adjust it.
We
Yeah.
forget. We
Yeah,
forget.
but we also need to adjust the other
'Cause
women's crowns
we
too.
have to, because that's what we were taught originally.
True.
It's
Mm-hmm.
always been like a sisterhood. You're always supposed to fix your sister's crown. It's always supposed to be like that.
Yeah, but nowadays you got people that beef over little stupid
Girl,
stuff,
because these bitches
and
ain't
they cutting
shit.
ties and
Mm-hmm.
burning bridges, unnecessarily burning bridges.
Yeah, because
And
ain't
then
no
you sitting there looking
loyalty.
crazy.
Ain't no
Nope.
Yeah.
loyalty.
Hello. Hello.
Girl,
Let's
it
just
ain't no
talk about.
loyalty, but it ain't even no fucking common sense at this point. Because don't nobody even really know what the fuck be going on. Nobody is striving to become a real adult. Everybody's trying to become the next fucking Instagram model and the next who could get the most likes. Instead of trying to become the next something that's gonna change the fucking world. Change your community. Start with yourself first.
Yeah. Since we're talking
Absolutely.
about
And
loyal,
that's no knockoff to the bitches shaking their ass, because I done shook my ass. But okay, honey, because you gonna
I
get
mean,
your
you
dollar
true to
in.
you.
But
Just
I'm
hey, be
saying,
true to you.
be true to you. Period.
since we
Facts.
talk about
Okay.
loyalty, how y'all feel about being loyal to somebody, a significant other, or anybody, a friendship, anything in that nature? You're not reciprocating, the person not reciprocating the same energy. How do y'all feel about that?
Bye. Bye.
Mm. Bye.
Bye. Just went through that. Bye. Done with that. Bye. Bye.
But how many chances? How many chances the person got though?
Man, that nigga had like 1,001 and the gazillion. Like, be my boyfriend. What are you doing? You are playing games.
Like, what is you
Baby
waiting
mama,
on?
girlfriends, you scared. I need a
You
nigga that's
still
gonna be like,
playing
oh, what's
games,
up? I need a nigga that's
right?
gonna
You
be like,
came
oh,
in the
what's up?
situation acting like you was all different. You know how like we be like, oh my god, he's so different.
Yeah.
That nigga be the same kind of nigga as the last nigga. And you be like, what is going
Mhm.
on? Why do I keep attracting these same type of
Cause we
niggas?
be having
And then
something
you
written
look
on
in
our
your
forehead.
mirror.
I don't know what it be
Yup, you
saying
look in the
though.
mirror. You start looking in that mirror and you be like, oh, I had hell written on my forehead. That's why he not taking me serious. Oh, I had insecurities on my forehead. He knew that I wasn't ready for no relationship because I don't know how to be loved. And we don't know that we got that shit on our forehead. They see it
No, because
though,
I be having
and
it on
they
my
and they,
forehead
and they
and
take
I be
advantage of
remixing
it.
They
it,
take advantage of it.
rearranging it. The fuck?
Uh-huh.
Man, but that's just like what I said last week about people preying on people that are vulnerable. They take advantage of it.
You know what's sick, y'all?
Facts.
I'm gonna bring this up too. Shantae, you bring that up. So back in it, like it was like around the go-go time, niggas used to have a group chat, and they'll put it in like say for example it was me, and they're like, oh yeah, she got daddy issues or something in that nature, or she's insecure, she always naked on the ground. Y'all need to that's the next target. Niggas used to have them type of group chats back in the day. They still
Most
probably
definitely. They
and they
just they just made them group chats. They made them group
uh-huh.
chats, Facebook pages. So now
Facebook
they
whole
posting
groups,
all
that shit
these
is
Yeah.
different.
toxic as
Yep.
fuck.
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah.
to
That
like get
shit
some of that
crazy.
stuff off my timeline sometimes. That
Oh
I can't
no,
even
don't
get
worry.
because my heart at
Somebody put
31,
me
it
on
just
that
can't
page.
take it.
Somebody put me on that page.
What?
I'm
Really?
talking about,
No.
yeah, they went in.
And
Talking about,
why be
Put
like
like a
a whole
whole
yeah, her
page?
baby father and
Oh
her
no.
ex-boyfriend and this and that and da
No,
da
they
da
was
da
just
and
mad
she
because you
this
had
and
good
that.
pussy. You had exquisite
Yeah.
pussy. That's what that sounds like. Hater. A fucking
Hello.
hater.
Hello. You talking
Exquisite.
about all these different niggas, but at the end of the day, I am who I am. Did they tell you anything good? What else they tell you?
Did they tell you I can
What else they say?
sing?
Did
Yeah.
they tell you anything else? Like, did they tell you why they crazy now? Like, I
Uh-huh.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
A
did they tell
lunchbox.
you why?
Lunchbox.
Okay. Did they tell you everything? No, I don't got time. Mm-mm. See, you give the loyalty that you get. See, I hate when them females like when they giving all of this to this man and oh, I'm gonna cook for you, I'm gonna clean for you, and I'm gonna do this and show you how I'm wifey material. And he like, what the fuck I need to marry you for if you giving me all of this and I
Yeah,
ain't
Exactly.
even
right
put no
now.
ring on your finger?
Mm-hmm.
And we do. I mean, we as women, me, I'm gonna say me because I do the shit. You be
Oh yeah.
so happy, you be so in love, or you think you in love, and you be like, oh well, let me just do this. Even though most of the time it's just the kindness out of your heart and how you were raised
That's it.
to
Just
care
passive
for
kindness.
people.
And you know that
Right.
it's not going nowhere. This nigga spinning you whole time, probably fucking other bitches. Of course. That's what they do. Hmm.
She sounded
Let's
a
talk
little
about it.
personal. What's going on,
Let's
Mo?
talk
What's going
about it.
on?
No, for
Huh?
real.
What you
Because
talking
I
Let's
you'd
about,
be
Mo? It's kind
surprised
of
though,
personal.
because
Yeah.
no, I mean I feel her though, because you thinking, oh well, I'm gonna put. I mean, when you're dating someone, you want them to see the good qualities just as well. They need to see the negative ones too. But I mean, when you bring all that to the table, you thinking you're doing a good thing, but sometimes you actually just making shit worse for yourself and making them like, well, like Trinnie said, you doing all these wifey activities. He's like, what do I need to give you a ring for?
Yeah.
right,
Like,
because now I done got wifey without even having to do, what it
right, but
takes to
then if
be
you
wifey.
don't
So
do
now
that,
you done
that
sold
now you a
yourself
piece of
short.
shit.
You want to be a half for Filene's basement, bitch. Yeah, I'ma buy your ass. So like at the end of the day, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But we as women, we got to do better. if that's not something that you want as a woman, then you don't need to be dealing with that type man. You feel me? You need to go deal with a man that's going to he knows your worth. Period. You
No,
don't even got
but see,
to ask no questions.
you still got to be careful though, because you even got those men that will hurry up and put a ring on it, not
Yeah,
because he done fell in love with you, but he need a place to stay.
That
and
He,
it
and a lot
you know
of
what I'm
men
happens,
be
saying?
man.
Oh my
controlling.
God. Listen, they
Control.
just they want to take over everything that you don't work hard for and
And
act
fuck
like
it
it's
up for
theirs
you.
and
And
they
I've
own it
been
and
there
they
as
run it.
well with a guy before. And I think that's the worst thing ever because it was like once the guy kind of got into position, then everything just crumbled. And I'm like, what the fuck? Here you are. I thought you said you was gonna come save the day. Like,
Yeah,
Girl, they
but I
ain't never
mean,
had
but
no man.
that's
9 times out of 10, they ain't never had no man show them the right way to do the shit. So they coming in here fucking up everything like they
but I
saw their
kind of
other
already
boyfriends
knew that
do.
that guy was he was a loser anyway. I should have known better. Younger self,
You was
you
ignoring them
know.
red flags.
Yeah, that was then. Yeah, girl.
We all
My
did it.
younger self, all I seen was red. It was no other color. I was colorblind.
Ooh, oh, okay,
Okay. Wow. That's deep.
okay.
But to touch back on what you said, Trini, they never had a man to show them the right way. So how do you feel about men that were raised by only women?
Well, and you know what? That's crazy. I have a friend, my best friend. She has a new thing. She turns 31 in March. And she has this new thing. I am no longer dating men that did not have their fathers in their lives. And I was like, wow, that's shallow. Because
It
a
is
lot
a
of them
bit
didn't have their
shallow.
fathers because no, listen though, you got to hear the situations. You know what I'm saying? And how
Okay.
she's explaining it. So
Okay.
she's like,
Okay.
I don't want to deal with anybody, any man that didn't have their father in their life. And I'm like, damn, that's shallow as hell. Like, how can you say that? Because in today's society, you got a lot of the times the man is not in the home.
Are
Either
you
he's
my
locked up.
daddy?
Oh my God.
the
yeah.
man is the man is not in the home. He's either out working, slaving. He done, got locked up. He's in jail, or he's sick. You know what I'm saying? Or it's something. You know what I'm saying? And usually the man is not in the home. So I'm like, how can you say that? And she's like, well, listen, I've dated, all kinds of men, and the ones that had a father in their lives, I didn't have to go through, oh, he don't know how to treat a woman, or he don't, cheat because him and his mom and his dad are still together and married, and this is what he was raised on. And I'm like, bullshit, because a dude is gonna do what they want to do. I don't care how
Mhm.
long they done seen their mom and dad together. They may want something totally different because that's all they have seen. So it's really not about that. But she's basically saying with different walks of life, you get different situations. You may not have to deal with a man that had daddy issues and he's been affected and don't know how to treat women and he's not a man. But he may have some other issues. He may have some mommy issues. He may have some I eat, sleep, live, and shit my parents, and he ain't really tending to you for real because he's so stuck on his parents. Or, you might get that man that his parents taught him how to be a straight businessman and forget women, and now you got this man that look good, he don't give a fuck about you, and you craving his attention, and you want all of this. But it all comes from she's saying the different walks of life, like. Yeah,
Yeah.
them niggas that didn't have a daddy or their mom wasn't around or whatever, they craving some type of attention. That's why they clingy on you like that. That's why they doing this and that's why they doing that. That's why they give you all these problems and all these issues and headaches. And I'm like, hmm,
Oh.
is this just based off the niggas that both of us have dealt with? Or is this kind of like is there some truth behind this? And it's
Yeah.
something that really makes you think before you say, oh, you a shallow type bitch. You know what I'm saying? It makes you think before you say that because once she explained it to me, I'm like, damn, that nigga I was fucking with, like he had his father in his life and he was like harsh on women, even though all he had was his mom. He had nobody show him what a woman's supposed to be treated like,
But
you
I just feel
know?
like that goes both ways though. It goes both ways, whether you have
As
both
far as
parents or you don't have both parents. Like I mean, like y'all said, you're gonna do what you want to do regardless. It's just like the people that have the perfect lives, but they go out here and want to be fake gangsters.
Facts.
right, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
Very.
true. It don't go for everybody. It don't go for everybody. But if you think about certain situations, you think about certain people that you may know. You know what I'm saying? And the things that they struggle with and go through, it may be different from those who have had their parents all their lives, or even if they didn't have both parents in the household, they still have that source. You know what I'm saying? That parent, that biological parent, still alive and well to communicate with. Like to this day, and I don't really change the subject because I just made this comment. To this day, I have problems with people who have their parents that have both parents alive and well and able to communicate, and they be like, "Fuck my mom or fuck my dad because they did this and they did that." Like, Lord, I wish I had the opportunity to even beef with my father.
I get it.
To even beef with my father. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
to even say he get on my nerves and I can't stand that nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the opportunity. I feel like some people need to watch what they say when they say
Right,
shit like
because you
that.
never
You know,
know
you
what
just
people's
been,
parental situation is like. So don't nobody want
yeah.
to speak on that because that's a very touchy situation. It's
Yeah.
different for every
Mm-hmm.
God. You feel me?
Yep.
'Cause I finna
Yep.
fight for
And
mine. Oh, what's up?
man, what? Like for real. Like when people be like, they be quick to throw around like, oh, I got daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? They throw it out like that. You know,
I
be
mean,
Like,
that's
careful.
not
like,
really
You know what
nothing
I'm saying?
like I
to
be
brag
thinking like, oh
about,
yeah, you
though.
don't know issues for real. Like, don't play. We got
Right.
issues.
Right. Right. Like unless you have really
Yeah, let's
lived
talk
it, you know
about
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah.
Because if you really live that, that ain't like you said, it ain't nothing to be like happy. Oh, I got daddy issues. What? Like
That's weird
that's
as
some
hell.
hard shit.
That's some.
That's some hard shit. But these guys, they'll throw it around. Oh, that bitch got daddy issues. I ain't fucking with her. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? They'll throw that around real quick.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw it around real quick. I mean, and in
But
some cases
I
that might be
mean, what does
true.
daddy issues have to do with anything?
Well,
But
I
it could
mean,
play a
not
role in
just
a lot.
because it does, but that don't define who you are, though.
It
That's a
has a lot to
fact.
do with how you are coming up though. How you
yeah.
navigated through the world coming up because you didn't have I didn't have my dad since I was 8. So everything that I did with a step parent, and now my step parent is gone. So I don't have either one of them anymore. So it's like now I'm going into this next phase of my life, and I don't have a parental, father figure. Period.
So
And it's
you feel
like,
like you're going into
who do
like a
I
lonely,
call?
like,
Yeah, who do I call when I'm having these relationship issues? I know I can call my bros, I can call my uncles, call my granddad or
Right.
whoever. But like, and I've always been through that ever since my dad did pass. Like, who do I call on now? And
Mm-hmm.
men will when I tell you they prey on that, they
Mm-hmm.
prey on that, especially the men who have already been through some things, and they may have been through some childhood trauma or some childhood shit. Like they will prey on that. They will take advantage of that woman because who's she gonna call?
Yeah.
Because who's she gonna call? But it's like, that female not having that daddy figure, she don't know who to trust and who not. Your mama could tell you all day, because mama ain't never wrong. So they say, you
that's
know,
what they say.
but daddy is different. That's different. That's different.
Daddy daughter love is something that can't be replaced.
Tell me about
I
it. That's
guess.
why I will always make sure my daughter, no matter what, keep that relationship with your daddy. You better love that man. That's gonna be the
I
first
guess
one you
everything.
love.
I guess everything, it depends on how, like, it again. You're right. I mean, granted, this stuff does everything with your parents. It does affect your life. Like, honestly, I will gladly and proudly say, now that I understand where my role is in society, I'm a side chick baby. I'm a grown side chick baby. The moment I found out all the facts, it made sense to me why things are the way they are and why my father couldn't really be there because he was married, and I didn't know that. And my mom was like, she didn't know. But when I'm just looking at everything, I'm like, oh, so, it hurt as a kid because, of course, I don't know why he's not coming around. And I would see him, like, I'm from Ohio. I would see my father once a year for maybe 10 minutes, if he would even give me 10 minutes, right? So I don't have that love, and I don't have like I guess in my case, because I grew up without it, it's not something that, like, that's just the way things are. And that's how I had
Well,
to look at it. Hmm?
Dad, let me ask you a question then. So, I mean, yeah, you don't have the same view on it
as let's just say me, you know what I'm saying, because I'm coming from a different point of view. But when we bring up the topic of fathers, do you cringe a little bit?
Not really, because you know what? I guess it's because it's been like that for so long, and my mom had started dating somebody while she was pregnant with me, and that man has stayed in my life, as much as she would allow him to. So by the time I hit 18, I realized like, okay, I wasn't living with her anymore, or anything like that. So everything, I'm like, all right, that's on me. That's my job to make sure I keep a relationship with this person. And like today, he heard about the snow and everything. He called me this morning. That was not a call I expected to get. My father is just now trying to get him. My father just got himself together all the way over the past 2 years. I have 2 children, and he's just now really coming around and, calling. And it's weird, and it's just for him, it's weird. And I'm happy to hear other people talk about their fathers. I understand how much, for some of my friends who had their fathers in their life, I realized what their dad meant to them. Now, because of the way that I came up, again, I was a side chick baby, so knowing that, I knew that I never wanted that for my kids. So of course I've gone through so much to make sure that, me and their dad were not together, but I make sure that I do my part, so they still go ahead and go see dad. I don't sit here, bash him in front of him, nothing like that. I don't do none of that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
all the
Right.
way
As you
over
shouldn't
here with
be
mine.
doing that. Right.
You have
Period.
Yeah, and
to.
I
You
don't
have
want
to.
Definitely.
And even
my
us as moms, even us all as moms with baby daddies, like we may not be with our children's fathers, we may not be,
That was
but
her.
in front of our children, we cannot knock down, you know what I'm saying, a black man to our children. Now he may not be no black man to you. He may be,
It
a
may
bitch
be
ass
that
nigga.
dumbass,
Yeah, but don't
bald-headed,
You
ever
hear?
force a child to choose.
flucker
exactly,
I just feel like
exactly,
we
like
should we
like
should give
being
our kids to the chance to form their own opinion about their
Mm-hmm.
parents.
exactly,
Right,
Yep.
right.
exactly.
Don't ever
That's where I'm
force
Like
at
it.
with it.
like when I was younger, of course, again, I didn't know I was a side chick baby. Like put it like this. I found out in a really fucked up way that was some stuff going on. I was going to a summer camp. Come to find out, my father's son, my older brother, was at the summer camp. I don't know that this is my brother. Me and him become the best of friends at summer camp, right?
Oh,
So
this like
my
some
mom
parent trap
tells me,
shit.
yeah, like
Wow.
dude, that was
Right.
my best friend. And so, and I don't know what it was. Like he's older than me. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, that's my guy. So remember, we would play hot potato, and I was 5, he was 6. No. I was 5, he was 7. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's so cool. This is my best friend every day. I introduced him to my mom and everything. My mom knew who he was, but we didn't
Well,
know. So my mom later said, she's like, hey, this is a small area that we're from. I just want to let you know that's your brother. I'm like, what you mean that's my brother? I have a brother. She's like, yeah, but you can't tell anybody. I'm just telling you because
Oh
I don't
my
want you to like
god.
your brother. And I'm like, you don't want me to like my brother? And I was
She
like,
don't want you
no.
at
And
the camp
Oh
kissing all up on
shit.
your brother. Yes, gotta let you know
but
now
you
y'all got the same daddy.
Exactly. But again, I'm 5. So I don't know what that means. That to me, that meant like he can't be my friend. Now I'm not thinking like, I'm thinking like,
Mhm.
hey, he's cool. We have a nice time. I told one girl at summer camp, the girl went and told him, and my brother about to fight me, right? And he's asking me, what's your daddy name? What's your grandpa name? Where do he live at? So I'm telling him, and like I'm crying and everything. He's like, oh, I guess you are my sister. So he tells his mom. His mom cussed me out at
Hmm?
this summer camp so bad.
Oh.
And that situation right there, that bothered me. But the thing about it is that, see, a lot of things that happen, people don't take care of these issues. And because they don't take care of these issues, that's when you start getting the people who are like, F mom and F dad, where you feel sympathy for everybody else who lost these parents, but people didn't stick up for you. Ain't no way that no grown woman is going to ever come up to my children and cuss somebody out, and I'm not about to come back and handle it. There's just no way. My
Absolutely.
mom never did anything about
Absolutely.
that. So now here I am. I'm an aunt. Today's my nephew's birthday. I can only call him. He turned 7 years old today. I have not been able to hug my nephew or my niece, all because of this stuff that happened back in the 80s that I have nothing to do with. And I've brought
Mm.
this up to my mother. I've brought this up to my father, and they act like it's my issue to deal with. And I'm like, y'all not understand, like one day you're gonna be gone and I'm still not gonna be able to go see them. And even with my brother, we have this conversation, but he's like, well, no, I don't think it's the right time. I'm like, the right time, like I
The right
love you,
time
I
is
love you.
now.
Hmm?
I feel like the right time is now. You feel me? Like,
Because you
Exactly.
may not
And
get
I'm
tomorrow.
trying to
if
do
I'm
that.
being receptive to trying to build a bond, like,
Yeah. Like, and that hurts so bad because now all these people, they keep on moving on, and it's like, all right, that's cool, y'all moving on. This, I got family, I can't even go see him. I gave him to imagine getting a birthday gift and Christmas gifts for little kids that you never get to see. Like you only get to see them on the phone. So only because of technology have I seen they faces in real time. They called me last Sunday wanting to talk to me, and that hurt so bad. Like I was so happy to talk to them. I felt so loved, but I can't even go give y'all a hug. I've never hugged them. I've never been in the same state with them. Never, ever, ever. So you
So
get
they're
these.
allowed to call you?
Yeah, my brother, he called. What I did is I start calling him at the time that I knew my nephew was getting out of school. So I kept catching him at that time. So I started a relationship. Like I forced it because that's all I can do. And so once he started going to school, I'm like, all right, he gets out this time, that he got out the same time as my daughter. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'll make sure I call at this time. And that's how I got to this point. But it still is the fact that people, again, it's the generational curses. People, they want to keep secrets and everything else, and that's how you get people to get into a situation where it's like F mom and F dad. It shouldn't be like that because I'm glad my parents are still here, but again, it's still this part that they're not trying to address. They just make it as like, oh well, that's your problem. Like my father's like, oh well, I can see him. I can't. Like that's not fair. And it's unfortunate because again, I have friends who lost their mom and dad, and I feel for them. I feel for them, but it's like I can't feel that same way. And I mean, I don't know if it's the side chick baby part of me. I don't know, but like, you know what? What made me realize I was a side chick baby is Lil Duval, right? Lil Duval said, I'm dead serious. Lil Duval said, you know you a side chick baby if you ain't got your daddy's last name. And I was like, oh.
Oh
And when
shit.
I
Wait a
read
minute.
that,
I ain't no
yes.
side chick baby though. My father was a player, so my mother could have been
you was
chick number.
borderline side
I
chick,
don't
baby.
know. Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
was
that
full on.
see, you
I was
hurt my
full on
feelings
side
now.
chick baby. I was full throttle side chick baby, and my mom, like that's not something that I can tell her, and she's not gonna sit. That I didn't know he was married, and I'm like, right, that you still side chick, but I know we were in a relationship. No, you weren't. You were side chick, and I'm like,
I
lady,
mean, that's
I
the
have
common
been a married
response
woman.
for a lot of the women back then. Oh, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. I
Right?
didn't know. What the
They
fuck
was
Exactly. Like
did
you
you
didn't.
ignoring
know?
them red flags,
Look,
huh?
what the
Right.
fuck did you know? That's my
But
question.
Yeah,
What
they
yo,
was
did you know?
ignoring them red flags back then. See, that shit
but
started a long time ago.
but I ain't gonna lie,
That red flag shit.
my father was so dope with it though. Like it's real fucked up, but like if you sit there and take the emotions out of it and you just if I tell y'all what he did is he fucked with his wife had the same name as his sister. So my mom would see stuff and he was like, that's my sister name. Yo, that joint
Oh
is a
wow.
difference of one letter. It was a difference of one letter. And he always
The
got
first
away with
and
it.
last name?
But yeah, because remember he got married. So
Okay,
yes,
so
so
he's
they had this. Yes.
oh.
Yes, and so thinking back, I was like, that's real player. Like, I get it, I get it. Like that was like the dopest thing to do, right? But it's still the side effects of everything with that. But that's that on that. But I'm just wanted to say that that's how people end up getting into that, and that's why you try to break generational curses, try to fix it. So like, I've definitely at this age, I'm like, I don't want my kids to feel the way that I feel. So that's why I'll do whatever. Make sure you see your dad. It is what it is, and I know that I'm just going to make sure that I pick these other parts there so that you do have a grandfather. There's a lot of kids who don't have their grandfather. Who would I be to hold you from your grandfather? He did what he did, but it doesn't directly affect y'all. So I just do my part. So it's just about us being better, loving ourselves, being
Yep.
better, and not placing like it's a lot of because of the stuff that is going on. That's where everything is. It's just at the point where hey, it is what it is, and how we gonna move forward. There we go.
Well,
So, with that being said, this week's question is about love, since that's what
okay.
we've been mostly been talking about today.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to ask Tone
Welcome,
our
Tone.
question. Yes, welcome, Tone. Our question of the week.
What's good,
What does
ladies?
love
Hey, Tone. Oh, what's up?
Hey, Tom.
Tony.
Uh-oh.
It's not a bad question, so don't be afraid. But what does love mean to you?
Complex answer coming. Well, see, first of all, it depends on what love actually means to you as a person. You know, it can mean different definitions to a lot of different people. Me per se, you know, a matter of fact, I was raised, mainly by my mother. Probably 80% of the time. Father on the weekends. Most of the time, not every weekend. Probably like 2 out of 4, 3, 4 times out of out of the month or so. But Mama raised me right. So she always told me, it's not always about how somebody look on the outside. You gotta look at how they is on the inside. You gotta fall in love with who the person is on the inside because that's who they really are. She was like, somebody can put on makeup and look like this, and that's what you end up liking. But then when they take the makeup off or they get old and the makeup don't work anymore, then what? What you left on in. So to me, love is all about what's on the inside. Is what really counts. Yeah, the outside it's a bonus. It's a plus. Everybody likes some eye candy to look at, but end of the day, if I don't love what's in your heart, then is it really love to begin with?
Okay,
That
you
was
got
that
me.
was
Like that.
that was
Yeah.
beautiful, Tone.
Look,
I
I had
didn't
to
even
turn my mic
I
off.
didn't
I
even
had
know
to
you
make sure
went
I hear
that
that.
deep. I didn't even know you could go deep like that.
See, I don't just play video games all the time.
Hey
Yeah, I
Mo,
thought you.
hey
You
I
Mo,
didn't
know,
we
know.
about to have to mute her ass.
I
I,
can, I can be,
Tone, if you would have
realistic.
told me like 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, "Oh my god,
Mm-mm.
oh what's up?
Not sounding like Shanae does talking about, oh my God, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness."
But I guess we
Wow,
gotta
but that's
respect
a
that
good
though.
answer.
That was a very, very honest answer. Like I think we realize that there are answers that we expect guys to give, and I think that's the
Yep.
problem is that we expect to hear the bullshit, but like when you give us an
Yeah.
honest answer, it just doesn't seem like an honest
It's
answer
like
because
we
it
can't
sounds like
even
an
take an
honest.
honest answer as women. Like we're like, "What is this nigga for real?" Like, oh no, he's definitely for real. Like everything he just said is the truth. Like it really matters on the inside, y'all. Like when you're talking about love, like because you got to be able to love all of somebody.
Yep.
And I think he broke that
Wow.
down
He
perfectly.
did. He did a
Like,
good job. But I will
It's
say, I do agree with
unconditional.
y'all. It is
uh
unconditional.
oh.
I agree with y'all, but I will say, younger me, the answer that he just gave, I would have laughed at that shit. I'd be like, "You bullshitting. You say that to everybody." So I totally agree with y'all when y'all say as women, it's hard for us to
I
accept
mean, because
real
I think
answers
we're
and
so
real
used to
truths.
men that say it to everybody that you wouldn't know the dude that said it when he mean it because you wouldn't know. You don't even know
No,
what
you
that look
would
like.
know. You would know because there's a difference between a man that's speaking true feelings and a man that's reciting some shit, repeating some
Mm-hmm.
Right.
shit, going through the motions. You know when that shit real.
You
You know
know
when
when it's
those
real.
tears are real because you know when they fake too. Okay, you know when all that shit is real. You know. You better know. I hope you ain't. You know what I'm saying?
I hope you
Ignoring
know
the
by
red
now.
flags. Me and these red flags, huh?
I
Me and
like
these
me a
red
good red
flags, you
flag though.
feel
I like a good big one in the
See, you
beginning.
toxic.
That's
You toxic.
I
You
am.
toxic.
My
You
nigga know
need
I'm
some
toxic. They
sage and
love
some
that.
prayer. Toxic ass.
No, they
All right.
got.
Red flag.
No,
I
you
Do
like
y'all
said the
that
believe?
color red.
Do
red.
y'all believe? But do y'all believe in being toxic to just protect yourself?
Yeah. Sometimes,
I'm not
depending
the
Yeah.
only
upon the
one.
context, depending
I'm
Yeah,
not the only
upon
it's
one.
a
the
defense
Okay.
situation.
mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Okay, I'm not the only one. Okay, I'm just making sure. I make sure I'm not the only one. All right,
I make my
continue.
whole
Yeah, but at
environment
some
around me
point,
toxic. Yeah, I'm not to
at some point,
blame.
you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to do something about that because you hurting people along the way. Why? Why keep
Yes.
doing that to
That's the
people? You
only
gonna have to
thing
get your
is
shit together.
I don't like hurting people. Like I be
Hmm.
emotionally disturbed.
I get it.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you gotta find a better way to try to. It's the fact of like, you know what? It's that point in your life where everybody you were that soft woman and everything. And like my older brother, he tells me all the time, he was like, you never realize, he was like, you ever realize that you handle shit like a nigga? And I was like, the fuck you mean? And he's like, see,
Lord,
look
I
at the
call it the
response.
nigga mentality. I call it the
Yes,
nigga
get it like a
mentality.
thug nigga, huh?
Yeah, and when he
I
said
got
that,
the
I
nigga
was like,
mentality.
yeah, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And then my answer was, what the fuck do you mean? He said, see that shit right there. I said, well, how the fuck I'm gonna give you a soft ass answer? He said, you keep cussing. I said, no, but what the fuck do you mean? And he's like, but see that right there, that right there. And I'm like, well, maybe it's just because of the fact that like I'm telling, like, it's only so many times in life that you feel like a man is gonna go hard on you, right? And you're not gonna keep
Hmm.
having me sitting here later on talking about some, yeah, I should have said this, I should have said that. No, I'm gonna say it right then and there. But
Yep.
I'm getting
Right, but
better.
they make it's because I'm the same way too. A lot of my friends say that they're like, "You're just one of the bros. You're this. You're that. You're this. You handle things like this." But people have to understand there's a reason why we handle things. I'll say I don't. I guess like a man or like a nigga is when your hand is forced in a situation, you have no choice but to handle it like that. You gotta be your own support, your own backbone, to handle different things. Like if you get in a jam and you can't call your nigga, so now you gotta be the nigga. So I
Facts.
mean,
Yep.
like
Hmm.
I
Yes.
mean, like it's a sticky situation for women that are, I'll say, independent and are tough and strong willed. When you're forced, when your hand is forced, you got to do what you got to do to make sure you survive, make sure your kids are good, or make sure you're good, your family, or whatever the situation may be. So I mean,
Yeah.
to me, they can't really say you got a nigga mentality. No, you have a hustler's mentality. You have a go getters. You're a problem solver.
And men kind of, that's a plus for women sometimes to have that mentality. I guess if we're gonna call it the nigga mentality, because that's what I call it. But sometimes it's a plus, like for men to see a woman, be able to hold, what I'm saying, all of that. It's attracting. You know what I'm saying, and it's attractive to a lot of men that I've, talked to this about or have seen, or even been in relationships with men where they tell me stuff like, I mean, just from the little things. I like watching sports with you. I like, um, doing housework with you. I like doing, I like fishing, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I would go fishing by my damn self, okay? But just
Oh,
from those things all the way up to, I like the way you think. I like the way you think from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective. Now, I can't really literally think like from a man's perspective because I'm not a man, but
exactly. Exactly.
I have enough around me. I have been through enough, what I'm saying, enough situations to where, I feel like at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna try to look at this from two different ways. I'm not gonna just be one sided with it, and it could be a blessing and a curse to have, what I'm saying, the opportunity or the blessing, to be able to do that. Um, because some women can't. They just all they see is I'm a woman, so you need to be doing this. You need to take out the trash. Listen, you know how many days I took out my trash? I ain't stomped to the dumpster. I took my fucking trash out and
Facts.
kept it moving because I just get shit
Facts.
done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for no
Mhm.
man so he can come and take out my trash. But if you're gonna be in my
Exactly.
house, then go ahead and take it out.
That'd be really
You know what I'm
nice if you
saying?
could take out my trash while you're here. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. But that goes for any man that steps in your front door. You know what I'm saying? Like it could
Exactly.
be your brother, your friend, whoever. She could be the next door neighbor. Hey, you gonna go to the trash can? Hey, can you take this for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Any man, but I'm just saying, I
Mr.
don't
Johnson, pull up.
ever
Hold up, I think I got something in the bathroom. That needs
Yeah,
to
hold on.
But I just say that to say, I don't want, women to get it twisted. Like we have to have these men to be complete. I mean, there are your ones that come and definitely save you from some things, but you know, men are looking for like these women be expecting. Oh, I want this man to have all this money and all this nice car, and I want him to have a
He ain't gonna
700
have
credit
it. It
score,
ain't
and I want
happening.
this and that, all because you got it. But it's like, what about you though? Yeah, you may have all those things, but
Exactly.
you know what I'm
He
saying?
got
What
a
about
credit score
you
like
though?
this, but what your credit score look like, bro?
Right,
Yeah, bro.
right,
I
right.
thought a broke bitch said something. Don't like
Okay.
you.
Okay. Like, and I even remember, when Shonda made her comment a couple of weeks ago when she was like, when it comes to men, it's like she almost wants them to almost like match her. Like they almost have to be equivalent, you know what I'm saying? In some sort. Like, I don't want to be the breadwinner and it just be that way. But see, it ain't always like that. It ain't gonna always be no 50-50, it ain't gonna always be,
Somebody gonna get the short
man
end
makes.
regardless.
Yeah, yeah. But it's all about that love at the end of the day, that respect at the end of the day, the willingness to be with somebody and truly, genuinely, and unconditionally be happy with somebody despite what their finances look like. Despite what, you know what I'm saying, all this materialistic shit with shoes and what this they got, what that they got. Cause, people always talk about how they want that old school love. I want that old school thing. Well, you gotta put love first. You can't put money before all that. You can't put, all this material shit before love. Because when you run out of
Love
all of
has
that
to
shit,
come
what you got?
first.
Yeah. When you run out of all that material shit, what you got left?
Love is beautiful.
It
It
is.
is. Like, I want to get old and still be attracted to that wrinkly ass nigga. Like, I want it because of the
Yes, licking
love.
little
You know what I'm
wrinkly
saying?
bowls and stuff.
Oh.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I was waiting for
You
it.
ever juggle wrinkle balls on your tongue? Like I ain't never did that, but I'm willing to experience
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
She gonna ask and say, I ain't never did.
I mean, but shit, it is tax time and these stimmies getting cut. So, and that
Hey, yeah.
BBL is calling me. So,
I
hey,
know
Ooh,
that's
oh, shut
right.
up. Y'all
when
gonna
the
need
last
y'all
time you
sugar
did something for
daddy.
the first time?
Look,
Oh,
my meeting,
Lord,
my
man.
consultation is in 2 months.
I want.
Hey,
Uh,
Y'all is not playing.
I ain't playing. I'm
I
about to
got my
use
waist
this.
trainer. I'm going that route. I'm gonna wear that bitch till it pop.
Oh my
Either
God, you
I'm gonna pop
stupid.
out of it or it's gonna pop me because that motherfucking tight as shit.
I'm never having that on sleep. I wore it when I was sleeping.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
once I'm getting into it, I just started wearing the bitch 2 days ago. So let me live a
Wait,
little.
what y'all wearing? What y'all talking about?
I'm wearing
Trainers.
my waist trainer. I got one
Trent, I
that's like
got
a
some extra ones if you
Okay.
want it.
No, I just bought one. Y'all know that one that we be seeing on Facebook all day long, the black joint, and it come in nude, and it got the butt lifter on it, and you can zip it on the side or on the front,
uh-huh.
and
That's
it
the
got
best
the
one.
titties sitting and all that. I just bought that joint, right?
Mm.
So I like the way it looked just on me. I walk around the house all day long in that motherfucker. But I don't like the way it looks when I wear jeans and stuff like that. It looks fake. Like I
Right,
don't
too
like
much. The
that.
crease at the bottom and make it look like, yeah. I know what you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it
it's
make you
like
look like you got
nah.
like, yeah.
What a boyfriend called it, booty pop.
A
a booty
booty
popper.
pop. Yeah, you got booty pop on. She got a little extra cushion back there.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's
it
not
looked so I
yours.
had to go and prove a
That's
point. I
not
was like,
yours.
look, I
not
was
the
like,
booty pop.
this just smooth, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no padding back there. Don't get it twisted. It's just that underneath it's trying to suck it in a little bit. Okay? That's all me. Okay? Don't play with me like that.
That it's
Okay?
all you
Don't
except for that
disrespect
extra
me.
little two little inches that's not yours. Yeah.
No, it don't have no padding on it, Mo. Don't come for me like
Oh.
that, Mo. See, you gonna make
My,
me see, y'all gonna
Mo,
make
you
me
I
put
need
it
must
send
Mo,
me
you
a
on.
must have
picture of
forgot about
it.
the picture.
Y'all gonna make
Send me
me
the
put it
send me
Forgot
on
the
about
because
the
it
link.
picture.
Send
No,
me
depends.
the
that's
link.
all
I might
Trinnie.
want to get one.
Nope. I'm gonna send it to you while I got it on. Yep, since you want to underestimate the job,
I'll
Hey,
put
I'm
it
gonna
in
let
our
you
group
see it.
chat.
Right, put it in the
Yep,
group
sure
chat so we can
will.
see it.
Yes, ma'am. Sure will. And y'all gonna be like,
Maybe I
"Oh,
want.
where
Look,
you
I
get
might
that
want to order
from?"
one.
Yes. And
Right.
look,
I might want
I
to order
plan on
one, sis.
sleeping
Come
in it.
on.
I'm gonna sleep in it. I plan on sleeping in that joint because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
on
sleeping
keto,
it.
y'all. I'm on keto,
Dog, I'm scared to do
so
that joint. I want
I'm
to
trying
get
to.
big.
You on
Yeah.
keto? I'm on the no
Yeah.
no.
On the
That means I
needle.
don't say no to nothing.
Hey, hey.
Nah, y'all, but yeah, I am on keto. I am 8 pounds down in the last 7 days, so I'm excited
Yes.
because I'm like,
Congratulations. What
all
is that
right,
called
let's
again?
do
Good
that.
job.
Keto,
Oh,
keto,
that's
not no,
when you
no,
only eat like beans and spinach.
no.
I'm not
You
doing
don't
that
eat
shit.
beans. No, you not. See, no, you're not. You're not just eating beans and
See, but
spinach.
that's we're
You're
gonna have to
eating
talk about that next week.
any meat that you want to. Yeah, we can talk.
So
You know what? I
we're gonna
got
have
a
to talk
whole
about that
keto
next
segment
week.
for y'all. Yep,
Yeah, we're gonna do that
yep.
next week.
Cause look, cause next week I'm gonna let y'all know how many pounds I done lost since last week. Watch, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, keep us
Teach me your
updated.
ways.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Don't
because that's
worry.
whatever you're eating, just buy a little bit more, and so I can come get some.
Oh, you ain't driving all the way down here. Don't worry about it. Look,
Trinnie, that mean you can eat
but
the crab pie then.
oh, absolutely. I'm still waiting for you to make that. I need
Yeah, I'm gonna
that.
make it. I'm gonna make it
Mm-hmm.
another one. I had like
Yeah,
20
please do
orders.
that.
I'm tired.
Mo, I got a
Please do
question.
that.
How did Cat Daddy chicken work out?
Oh,
Yes, we ain't never get no
the chicken,
pictures.
it was exquisite.
I
It was exquisite.
I
Hopefully,
love
he can
it.
come next week. He can tune in next week and come answer a question for us.
yes. Good morning. Tell him we said good morning.
I definitely
Right.
will.
And oh
It
yeah,
was
and
a
you know
Right.
whole
next week,
mess.
next week that's gonna be the episode that we're gonna record. That's gonna be ready for Valentine's Day.
Cute.
Yay!
Mm.
So that's going to be very
Fully.
exciting. I hope everybody stays tuned in for that. And
Hey, young.
It happens. It happens.
Is somebody
children
listening
are
service?
everywhere. So I guess that means
Everywhere.
it's time to bring this to a wrap. I would like to thank everybody, all our subscribers, all our fans for tuning in. Oh, Riley pushed you. Make sure y'all push that subscribe button. 613 Faye. Holla at us. Facts. We out. Holla at us next week. Oh, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Bye. Good night. Good
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for
morning.
tuning
Good morning.
in.
Good
Yes.
morning.